Now you might be wondering where that other guy is. Well, it's not important. Never mind him. All right, I don't know how to... What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of NintendFriends, and it's just me today. Now, you're probably wondering where that other guy is. Well, it doesn't matter. He's not important. Nah, he's here. He's behind the camera. This is a special video. It's gonna be just me. This is actually the first time I've gone solo on this channel, so we'll see how it goes. So I wanted to talk to you guys about Pokemon, one of my favorite series of all time. I love Pokemon. I gush about Pokemon in many of our podcasts, but it's a series that I just hold near and dear to my heart. I've loved it ever since I was a kid. I thought it would be really cool to do my top 5 favorite cities in all of the Pokemon series. So the cities in Pokemon are probably just as famous almost as the regions themselves. They're just so filled with culture and color and vibrancy, and every city in each Pokemon game is so unique. So I wanted to really just take a dive at 5 of those cities, 5 of what I consider my favorite cities, and just talk about why they're my favorite and all the stuff that goes into them being awesome cities. So let's get into it. So the first city on my list is Saffron City from Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. Saffron City is a great city in the first gen. One of the reasons why I like it so much is because it's the city that has one of my all-time favorite Gen 1 gym leaders, and that's Sabrina, the horrifying psychic crazy lady. As you guys know, and those who have seen the anime too, like, she's such a crazy, creepy presence in the game, and like really I guess even for like as far as the first Pokemon game goes, she's such an out-of-pocket crazy character, but she's probably my favorite gym leader in the entire first gen lineup. Because of that, Saffron City definitely holds a special place in my heart. Also too, what's interesting about Saffron City that I found out later on was that when they were actually programming the game, they based Saffron City off of the capital of Japan, Tokyo. So if you look in the city, if you explore the city, it might have some similarities to Tokyo, and it makes Saffron City stand out, in my opinion, over all the other cities in Gen 1. So that's what I have for my first pick. So the next city that I have on my list is Snowpoint City from Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Snowpoint City is just one of the coolest cities in the world. Like, the theme alone of Snowpoint City is so amazing. Like, I can't tell you how much I love the theme. It's this very like somber, soft, kind of wintry ballad almost. It starts off very soft, very quiet, little chimes and stuff like that. You get an idea of just how like isolated these snow people are, the people that live up in the city, because in the region of Sinnoh, Snowpoint City is all the way at the top, like in the highest point of the entire region. You get the feeling that these people are kind of just like sheltered and isolated, and it's kind of a lonely city. But what's interesting about the city too is that it's really integral to the story. So for those of you who haven't played the game, Snowpoint City actually has a temple within it. There happens to be a very famous Gen 4 legendary Pokemon that resides in that temple. I won't spoil it for you guys, the game is very old, but I'll go ahead and not spoil which Pokemon it is. But there is a temple there, and there is an awesome legendary Pokemon that's one of my favorite legendary Pokemons that happens to reside in that temple. So that's another reason why I just love that city so much. I love exploring that really dark and almost kind of lonely vibe that it gives off. So that's what I have for my number 4 pick. So the next city that I have on my list is Lumio City from X and Y. Now, this city, the main reason why I love it so much is just because it was the very first major Pokemon city that we got to see in 3D. And man, when we got to explore this city, it's huge when compared to all the other Pokemon cities that we had experienced prior to that. Lumio City is such a large-scale city, like there's so many things to do in it, and I loved to just explore all the different shops you can go into. You can change your wardrobe accessories, which is I think one of the first times you got to do that in a main series Pokemon game. You get to go to all these stores. There's like little secret buildings and rooms that you can go into within the city. It encourages you to explore the city, and what's really interesting about X and Y is that in that game in particular, you get your handy dandy roller skates. So you're skating all around Lumio City, and it's the most fun thing in the world. Not to mention the theme. Lumio City, it has one of the most famous themes out of all of the Pokemon cities. I love the remix that they did in Super Smash Bros. On the Lumio City stage. Like, it's just got such a strong presence with the overall Pokemon franchise, and I had to put it on this list. Now, this next one is, I had a really hard time not putting it at number 1 for one reason alone, and that's the music. But this city is Driftville City from Pokemon Black and White. Now, everyone knows the theme song for Driftville City if you're a huge Pokemon fan. Like, you can't go anywhere without hearing this song at some point in your life of being a Pokemon fan. It's such a funky, such a like rockin', like it goes so hard, and it's so like out of the blue. You're traveling down this route, and the route has pretty chill music, and as soon as you enter Driftville City, it just blasts you with this like funky disco kind of sounding groovy song to it, and I know that everybody loves this song. Like, it's just such a good track. Another reason why I like this city so much is because of Clay. Now, Clay's the gym leader of Driftville City. He's definitely my favorite gym leader out of the entire Gen 5 lineup. He's this Texas cowboy businessman, and he's got like no time for games. He's always like looking at his watch, and you know, he's just all about making money and like roping cattle, and he's just like this crazy looking cowboy guy, and I love it. Like, he's just one of the most creative gym leaders, and I really like that they based him off of like Texas businessman type vibe. I just think it's super cool and super original. His fight just happens to be one of my favorite in the entire series, so I gotta have Driftville City at least number 2. So the last one on my list, and I'm sure you guys can already see it coming, it's from Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Of course, if you've been a follower of the channel for a while now, you know that Gen 3 is my favorite generation of all time, so I had to put a Gen 3 city. Now, which city is it? It's Tsutopolis City from Ruby and Sapphire. It's one of the most creative cities in the entire Pokemon franchise, in my opinion. Even the name alone, Tsutopolis City, like it just screams like mythology and like legend and like folklore and stuff like that. So for those who don't know, to get to the city alone in the game is a bit of an ordeal, but in Ruby and Sapphire you have access to the move Dive, and in the game you have to dive a lot and dive underwater and explore certain underwater areas. To get to the city, you have to dive underwater and find it located within a cave. And so once you get to the city, you dive up from out of ground, and it's located in the center of a volcano. Like, growing up as a kid, I thought that was like the most awesome location for a city. When you're playing Ruby, it's where Groudon is essentially resting. So there's a cave within Tsutopolis City that leads straight to where Groudon's lair is. Going to this city, every time I replayed the game, just felt like yes, we're almost here. Like, this is the last city that you get to in the entire game, and it's the final gym, and it's the final everything right before you get to the legendary battle. You know, you've made it. You made it this far. You found this secret world, and you're about to go battle this humongous, colossal, legendary Pokemon. And to me, as a kid, it was just the coolest thing ever. So I really can't say that anything tops Tsutopolis City from Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. That's my number 1 pick. Well, that was my top 5 cities, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope these are some of y'all's favorites too. And if not, put it in the comments down below. What are some of y'all's favorite cities in the entire Pokemon franchise, and why? Is it the music? Is it the gym leader? Is it the overall aesthetic and vibe of the city? Let us know. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. That way you get notified every time we make an upload. Remember to click the links in the description below. We have links to all of our merch and 10% off of W when you use our code NINTEN. I'm Abel from NintendFriends. Thank you guys so much again for joining us. We hope to see you on the next one.